Hello and welcome to this short presentation of CodeBook using Navisworks. First of all, this is a basic example of a Navisworks file. This file was created using Revit as an export. We can see that the Navisworks file shares the same room boundaries and layouts as the Revit file, as well as the base 2D, 3D elements. So we're going to move over to CodeBook now, and one of the first things we have to do is tell CodeBook to open up that Navisworks file and scan the content so we can add those Navisworks objects to the equipment library. So we open up the Build Library Editor and we choose the From Navisworks option. We now specify the Navisworks file we plan to be used. And this will take a few moments, and CodeBook will now create an Excel spreadsheet based off the content of the items of equipment it finds in this Navisworks file. We can see now the content of this Navisworks file is listed vertically on the left hand side, giving the object cell name or RFA file name. On the right hand side we can see the CodeBook fields including description, ID, equipment code, group, classification and any additional values we require. You can also see if previous items have been linked, they'll show in the already linked section of this Excel spreadsheet. So for this example we're going to specify these as test objects, so I'm just going to bulk fill in this content. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to save that Excel spreadsheet. CodeBook's now going to ask me for the library password because I'm going to be adding new items of equipment to the library and my initials. We click OK and CodeBook will take a few moments to bulk load these items into the CodeBook library. That completes stage 1, loading equipment from Navisworks into CodeBook. And we can see now that if we open up the library editor and quick search in equipment code field, we can see these items listing now, as well as their description which has been loaded from the Excel file and any other pertinent data which was loaded. We're now moving on to stage 2, and that's using CodeBook to identify where these objects are actually loaded in relation to the Navisworks file and Revit file. So we're going to choose to go to Home and update the designed equipment lists from Navisworks. We choose the Navisworks file, and we can now select parameter mapping. Again, so we're making changes, we have to choose username and password information. Now we can map parameter data from Navisworks file that's assigned to a particular object into CodeBook. On the left we have the CodeBook fields, and on the right we have the parameter name and have the option to include. What we're going to do now is list the parameters available for each object in that Navisworks file. Once that's complete, we should see those as a list of parameters available in the drop down, and it's simply a case of selecting the parameter we wish to include and clicking copy. So we're going to choose the parameter we want to map that information to. These are all unassigned at the moment. Click copy, tick include, add a note if needs be, close that option, and then click units to make sure we're using the same units file that Revit's using. Then click update equipment. CodeBook will now scan this model for the equipment in relation to the original coordinates stored in the original Revit model. Once this is complete, it will create a notepad report of any content that it's found. We can close that now. We can open up the room editor, and if we go to our FF&E tab, you can see under the designed MEP, it's important to remember it's not designed, it's designed MEP. We can now see the content of our Navisworks file along with the mapping of any additional parameters found in each of those objects. That concludes the demonstration. Thank you for watching, and if you have any additional questions, please contact support@codebookinternational.com. Thank you.